No, I'm gonna go over basically the trades that I took today, and I'm also recording this to turn this into a class. So yeah, we've kind of had like this morning was super easy for my setups. So I'm just gonna run through like as far as like trades right now goes. I mean, it really is just we're at 550. If that starts to break, we probably flush, but it's just we're so extended to the downside that it doesn't make any sense for me to take another trade. And someone in the chat, can you just say yes if you can hear me? All right, cool. So I'm gonna run through this morning on SPY and just go over each individual setup, draw out the golden zones, show you guys step by step how I was looking at things. Like I wasn't even here for this first part of the day. Yeah, so there you go. Like right now, literally it's just buy puts and hope it keeps flushing. So, but that's just not I I have the mentality like when you see there like 7 or 8 to 10 good setups already in the day, it's hard for me to just keep going, especially when I'm like double my profit goal for the day. So we're just going to start this off from the beginning. So the first setup of the day is my ledge setup. So you open up the day bearish, you're under all the EMAs, and you just keep basically you bounce here, you bounce here, you bounce here, you bounce here. So I basically draw out your support line. So it could be this one, it could be this one, but we'll call it this. Either way, it's the same deal. So I'm gonna draw that out. So you're just bouncing here each time. And if you notice, you never close under it until this candle. And then we start to get under VWAP and hold. So the first entry I would have taken would have been this break here when we start to flush. Yes, you come back up, but you reject the 8 EMA, you reject this line, and you reject, and then you break. You could honestly call this another ledge right here. So you basically form a ledge under a ledge. So like, let's say you don't get in here. I didn't even realize that when I first drew this out, that there were basically two. So if you don't get in over here, you see the same thing happen. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Then you get that break. So you also could have taken that. So basically the ledge for me is when you're trending down and then you form like minor support and you bounce off it over and over and over again. And then once you get that break, oh, I have no idea what just happened there. Sorry, my like thinkorswim just logged me out, so I'm gonna put that back up. This happens to me like once a week. I don't know why. Does anyone else use thinkorswim? Does this happen to them? It will literally log me out one time a week, just at total random. All right, we'll be back up in 1 second. Sorry about that. It's annoying too because I'm recording this, so it's just gonna be a. All right. Not a Wi-Fi issue for me this time. My Wi-Fi is great now at the new place. I don't think I literally just have my computer done and looked at. So I don't know. I'll probably Google that or something later. So back to where we were. Oh, a memory setting and toss. Yeah, I'm gonna look at that. That could be it because I have so much stuff in there. I'll remember to do that. Okay, so again, another ledge break. You get this flush. It really is when we're trending down and we're under the EMAs, we're rejecting the EMAs, we're under VWAP, you form minor support and you bounce basically the same spot over and over again. When that breaks, you know you're going to usually get a flush when we've started off really bearish. So you had this one right here, you had this one right here. So another setup that could have been taken today was when you shoot up here at high of day, you wick above and you start to flush. You could have gotten in here on that. This is used to be one of the main setups I used to take. Like once you get extended and you start to show that volume coming back down, that's usually a good indicator. And I want to see here. My guess is, yeah. So if you don't get in right here, another way you could look at this is you come back up and you fail this golden zone. Like if you guys have been following along with me lately, like it's all these micro golden zones are like this the shift in trend. So like yesterday, right when I left yesterday, look what happened before we flushed. Just to prove my point, watch this. Look at that. We failed this huge range. We came back up and we failed this micro golden zone and we flushed. So it's the same thing right here. Do you guys get that? Any questions on that? Like when we're super bearish, if you guys have noticed, like when we're plummeting, that first bullish micro golden zone is what I use to show shift in trend. Yeah, so what's the difference between so it's like a mini retracement. So like a major golden zone would be like from here to here. So I use this to show a shift in trend. It's not really technically a point of support. It's just so we flush here and it looks like we might retrace back up and come back and break the highs. So I know that the market moves in these retracements. So for me to go long, I have to see this break because I've seen like you come up 50, 60% of the move and you reject. So for the fibs on toss, it's literally just this Fibonacci retracement. And then for your thinker swim users, I just have in my settings, I uncheck all these. So I even like hold on, I'm gonna pull up. I got another example of I just need to find it. So I posted about this the other day. Let me find it. Give me a second. This thing has been really, yeah, here we go. So look, we had this bearish move, came back up here. So this swing low to swing high. Guess what? We came back into this golden zone and we held. So I can't go short until that breaks. This was the first sign that we were shifting trend. And for those of you who were on that live with me, I tried to get in here and it shot too fast, but we hit calls here and then we hit calls there. So I draw when we have major trends, I'm drawing these throughout the whole entire day, honestly. Um, but it's like from key points. So it's just something I kind of like. You had this move to high of day and then we flush. So I want to draw one here to see, like, I know that since we flushed high of day, realistically, we could continue down. But I want to be sure that we're going to continue down, or this could be a VWAP bounce and a hold, and we go higher. So, like, for me, this is like a 50-50. If we come up here and break, we're probably going higher. If we reject this, we're probably going lower. That's why, like, someone in the chat was like, you and Wolf are always bullish and then bearish. It's because some of these situations are literally 50-50. Like, if this breaks here, I'm going to buy calls. If this rejects here, that's going to shift me to being bearish. Like, a lot of the trades I've taken on live has just been revolving around this breaking. So yeah, I will draw. So literally, and I'm gonna be drawing out a lot of these because we have a lot of setups that happen today. So this top, when I see this start to shoot up here, all I do is I come here, draw this out. I see that we from this high to this low, and then I sit here and I wait. Is this gonna break? Nope, it doesn't break. It rejects. So we just rejected high of day, came up, made a lower high, rejected a golden zone. So you could call this also a short entry. So let's go to the next golden zone and the next ledge. And this is one of my range break trades. You literally get all the setups right here. So I'm going to go over from this high to this low. Doesn't really matter here. We'll do it from there because that's where it first happens. So I'm going to get rid of the little zone thing. So from this high to this low right here, we come up, basically tap this golden zone. So that's your first thing, and that's a lower high and start to reject. So you could take this. You see, we've already shown we're forming a ledge. So how do I know we're forming a ledge? We're trending lower. The EMAs are looking weak. We bounced here. We bounced here. So drawing out that ledge line, I would just draw it out like that. So when this starts to reject this golden zone, first thing I could think is we're probably going to come down to this ledge and scalp that. And then when that holds here, I could just sit through this and see, like if I got puts here and just hold this as long as VWAP holds. Or honestly, you take this scalp, you cut it, but then when this VWAP rejects multiple times and we start to flush, I can just wait for the ledge break. I can either get in here because I know we're coming down to the ledge, or I just wait for the ledge break. So we get the ledge break, the next candle opens, we start to flush. That's your entry. So that would be an entry right there. And let's see, just out of curiosity, from this high to this low, kind of like a golden zone mini golden zone reject. But the other thing is too, factor in, why are these trades on my side? Just from an overall perspective, you just rejected high of day for the second time. You rejected a mini golden zone here, formed a higher or a lower high. You came up here, rejected this golden zone, formed a higher low. You're right now rejecting VWAP, rejecting VWAP. There's no reason to be in calls at this point. So I'm literally like, that's an easy short down to this support. So guess what we do when we come down here? We form another ledge. You hold here, you hold here, you hold here. So this candle breaks it, but what happens is we shoot right up. So I'm not taking it. Reject the 21 EMA. This EMA is curling down. Get the break, start to go down. Can take this short entry here on this ledge break. And then yes, we face some resistance. So this was low of day. So you broke this zone right here. And guess what we get? My other favorite setup. Yeah, I'm going to post this video. That's why I'm recording it. You come back, you retest the 21, you retest this trend line, and you're retesting this zone. So yes, you face some adversity here. There's no reason to get out because you also rejected the 21 right here. We have all this resistance. Trend is on our side. You have the ledge line, you have this zone, you have the 21 EMA that just rejected right here, basically. So there's no reason to get out, and you get that flush. Also, too, if you weren't in over here, when this starts to reject this 21 and break back below this zone, as you guys have seen me post about the zones a million times, you can take that flush. So then we get another golden zone reject, which was the trade I alerted. It just happened quick. So these green zones right here are just previous low of days. This is yesterday's low of day. So, and then this is like, oh, I must have dated them wrong. 312 low of day. Yeah, I might have messed this up yesterday when I drew this out. Okay, yeah, this is 312 low of day. This is probably 311 low of day, and I just misnamed it. And then the reds are previous high days. So let's do the next. Green is previous low of day. Red is previous high of day. It's just points of support and resistance where we could stall out. Okay. So this was the trade I alerted. So we had from this major fall spot from here to here. So you had basically this swing low or this swing high, this swing low. You reject there. The rectangle is just me drawing out zones. So, like for support, I see we bounced here. I see we're holding up over here. And like like I saw we bounced there, so I draw it out from here to here. And this is where I'm expecting us to stall. So like when we bounced here several times, I drew one over there. So again, from this swing high to this swing low, this was our next big move. We come up. Yeah, I need this actually to be all the way out. We come back up, shoot up here, reject the 50, come into this golden zone. I know we failed this golden zone already, so that's something to keep track of. And then we start to flush. So I get in here because you reject this previous zone. It looks like it's turned resistance. You reject this golden zone, you're extended, you reject this 50, and we start to flush. So I take this short and we get this move down here. So these are easy entries. So like if I get in here and we break the 50 or break this golden, come back up, just get out. So then we get the same thing. Oh, whoops, I accidentally duplicated that. So you can see here, these zones matter because we basically got to this zone, we bounced out of it. So I don't want to be shorting right into this zone. And then I don't want to be shorting right into this zone because we look at how difficult it was to break this zone. It took forever. And then eventually you finally were able to get that flush and continuation. See, this is why I didn't want to short anymore down here. It got really wicky and weak. Yes, you had a mini ledge right here and you could have gotten that little flush, but it's just puts are not on our side anymore. So there's no point in me doing that when we're this extended down. So again, same setup from this swing high to this swing low. Look, we retrace, we start to show weakness, short it. So I hit that set of puts, literally the same setup. Short, short. This one's and here, look, you fail the 50 again, you fail previous low of day, fail the golden zone. So easy setup. And then the last trade I took, which went super quick on was I was talking about this in the chat. I almost bought calls here, but then I realized we're at this main zone. So I stopped myself from buying calls, which was good. And then we're stalling, stalling, stalling. We've come back up to this zone that's been really key today. And when this starts to flush, I'm like, all right, we're probably going to flush. So that's why I took this trade. Again, from an alerting perspective, it's tough because I'm waiting to see weakness. So when this starts shooting down, I get in. So the cons are going to move fast. So that's why I got to be on live, which next week I will be on live more. Just had a busy week. But when this starts to flush, I take this short. And then when we start to flush here, 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 I'm like, all right, we should break low of day. And we do break low of day. Basically, come right back up though. Take some time. Oh, and look at this. I didn't even see this. Look at that. Look at this right here. Another ledge. EMAs are curling down. I got in shorts here, so it didn't matter. You form a ledge, you get the break. See, at least I like these ledges here because I have a target. I know we're probably going to get down to here. So I can hold, we get down to here, trim, and then I just wait for that break. And then the final trade I took today, another golden zone. Yeah, so golden zones, rejection of ledges, like prior support. So like I draw out these zones too. So when you have a support zone, I like the reject. When you break a support zone and a bearish trend, I like the rejection of the zone, rejection of the zone, rejection of the zone. So I'm playing golden zones. I'm playing my supply and demand zones. So when those zones break, I like to take the retest in favor of trend. My range breaks, which are basically like ledges. So like if this could have been the top of a range, so if we had broken this, I would have taken calls. And then when you get these trends over and over again, you get these golden zones. So right here, swing high, swing low, come into this golden zone, start to reject. You know that you've seen that this ledge is starting to form. So I know we're probably going to at least come down to this ledge. So I get inputs over here. I sit through it. We get that break. So, I mean, let's see for today. You had one potential entry, two potential entries. You could have shorted this mini golden zone or this hive day break. So three, four potential entries, a fifth potential entry, a sixth potential entry, a seventh entry, an eighth entry, a ninth entry. Oh, you could have taken this 21 in zone reject, so a 10th entry, 11th entry. That's 12 entries you could have taken for shorts here. And none of these would have gotten, yeah, I don't think any of these would have approached 25% stop loss. If you're taking these type of setups, you're not going to be in that much trouble. Any more questions? Like, and this is the same thing from the other day. Literally the exact same thing. You flush, you have a golden zone reject. Guess what? We form a ledge. Break that ledge. Boom. That's just same thing. So, like, if you guys had followed my post from yesterday and you get this, when I was gone for the first hour and a half today, you wouldn't have needed me to take these trades. I got lucky though. I was nervous when I came here since I missed some of these that we wouldn't get setups, but since we got this basically trend day, it was fine. And then I would assume, yeah, guys, I would assume everyone in here is already following me. But if you're not, definitely follow because this is where I post all this educational stuff. And this is where I'll post my recording more than likely. But yeah, I think that's so right now it looks like we've probably formed our low. You here, I'll probably be so you basically held this golden zone. I got that push. Appreciate you. Yeah, I know. I know. I know you're already in there. So you basically held this golden zone. You broke it a little bit, but you never pushed. So that was kind of our first sign that we were going to break higher. You broke this EMA trend. So every time you basically failed the 50, and now you came here consolidated and you formed a bull edge. So this is the bullish version. You got this break, you came back retested. So yeah, aren't you? We just talked yesterday. You should be in the same thing with me now because you got the boot camp. Uh no trades taken for this because I've already taken a bunch of these trades. So this was meant to be a lesson. What do I expect right now though? So you had this bull edge, you broke, came back, retested it. Now you're pushing higher. So the first area of resistance that I think would get us would be right here. Calls look pretty good. So, I mean, I said they look good right here. You've probably, and we've been pushing higher. So, yeah, I expect calls to at least get up to this zone and then reject. So, no trades taken because I'm done. But I mean, this would have been enough for you guys to already get like a 20% scalp. But you see all these concepts. So, what does it take for me to shift to bullish when when we've had this bearish of a trend? I need to see, look at that. So we're coming, it's magic. Just as I said, right here, we're coming up to this zone. Guess what? A minute and a half later, we're up to this zone. So when this started to slow, the first thing I'm looking for is a change in trend. So the first thing I see is we basically hold this golden zone. So that's the first sign that I think we're shifting. Guys, I don't even, yeah, if anyone had followed what I just said, these calls should be up 40% probably. My friend texted me a picture today or was like, go look at the SPY chart. And I'm like, it's probably going to plummet. And then I just sit in bed and I watch it plummet literally. And I was like, man, I was too lazy to get up today. And those went like 300%. But so we had this, so we had this golden zone hold. Then you form, just like the bearish ledge, you form a bull ledge. We break it right here, come back down, hold this trend line and this 8 EMA, and these EMAs are stacking up, and we start to push higher. So it was right here when we looked at this, and I said this should come up to this zone. And guess what? We popped right up to this zone. now we basically came up here and now we're rejecting it. So this would have been from here to here. And now it's just, now are we going to reject this zone or are we going to come hold this eight? All right, luckily, all right. Looks like someone caught this. So this eight, we want to see this hold up because this was our first, this is the first big spot we rejected. So this is strong bounce off the eight. We have a lot of reasons to think that the trend has shifted. So if this can hold up here, our next target would be coming up to this zone. But I think if there not any more questions, I'm probably going to dip out here just to keep this more strictly to the lesson. But just again, when you have a big bearish trend, you need to see a change. What is the first change I'm looking for? Is a golden zone hold, usually. Like this micro from this swing low to this swing high. Yes, you break, but you don't go anywhere. This is basically holding this golden zone. Then you break above, this 8 EMA comes up, you form a bull edge, and then you break, hold this, and then we come up to this zone. So again, this is why you would have trimmed up here because you knew this is our first major resistance. So now it's going to come down to if we can hold up here. Yeah. So yeah, the last this golden zone I did. Oh, and I'll draw that one. This golden zone from here to here. And I bet, let's see. I'm gonna try something else too. Let's draw this. Look at this. So you came into this golden zone. Look at that. You came into it, broke and held, and then you broke out of it. So that's also to add to why this would have been bullish because you broke out of this golden zone. So you held this golden zone from this low to this high, held that golden zone, came up here into this golden zone, consolidated a bit, broke it, and held it. I don't use that. I only use, yes, they do. When I post my 4 hour swing analysis, they do hold. I use them for that. But for me, I'm just drawing intraday golden zones throughout. All right. Any other questions? And I will get this recording up. So I want to keep this recording pretty smooth. So I mean we got a great rundown of this day. And then again, same same thing yesterday. From this low, or I mean this high to this low, you had a golden zone and you rejected VWAP. That's your first entry. Started forming lower highs. Let's see right here. Also from here to here. Look at that. Another golden zone. So golden zone reject, golden zone reject, coming into this ledge break. It's the same thing 2 days in a row. I don't, Wolf said he might be coming for power hour, but for yeah, yeah, it works on the 5 minute. It works. I've been using it for 4 hour chart. It works on everything. It's just for me, I use the 1 minute chart strictly for day trades. I use the 4 hour chart for swings. But I'm telling you, all these micro retracements, major retracements on the golden zone, they'll change your trades and they'll stop you from bad trades. So guess what? We came back up here to over here, basically at this trend line. Now it looks like it's popping up. So if this can, let's see, let's draw out. This is what I would be looking for here. Look at that. See? Basically tap this golden zone and are rejecting. So what I would want to see if I were to go bullish again is I need to see this 8 EMA hold up, creep up, and then we break this. So if this This golden zone breaks, we will break out higher. But look, we just rejected this. So if we start to break down here, could see that flush. This blue is VWAP. White, this blue line, oh, this blue line under, honestly, ignore it. This is the 8 EMA and the 9 EMA. I had a month where I wanted to look at and see if there was I could get like a 2 to 3% better edge based on the EMAs, the 8 and the 9, but I don't, it's just there. I use the 8, which is the white, the 21, which is the pink, the 30, which is the orange, and then the 50, which is the gold. So if we come up here with structure, break this, we should see that continuation of trend. But I am going to dip out now. Obviously, if you guys have any questions, you can message me on X and then my Discord username, which you guys should all have, which is in Metropolis. So again, another golden zone reject. This is why I can't take calls until this breaks. All right. But yeah, I'll catch you guys tomorrow, and I will for sure be live trading tomorrow.